The number one way to learn a language is find out what works for you. Hey, wait, don't go away just because you're disappointed, because I know you clicked this video to essentially find some sort of fail-proof method to quickly succeed at learning a language, or you came to judge me. And honestly, I would have judged me too. But no, guys, I feel like we need to talk about this because no matter what I recommend on this channel or what you guys see on this platform, not every single language learning method is going to work for everyone. You need to just test out different methods and then see what works for you. No one is an expert. No matter what anyone says, no one is an expert when it comes to language learners. And you will find that a lot of the well-known polyglots on YouTube will also be very quick to point out that what they're giving you is just advice and tips based on their experiences. The truth is that language learning is a process and everyone is just learning how to get better at it as they go. The most that anyone, including me, can do is to share with you what worked for us and what didn't, in the hopes that all of the time and hours that we put into learning a language and kind of wasting our time on things that didn't work will somehow save you a lot of hours and pain and struggle in your process as well. Now, considering that no one is actually an expert, then who can you really trust when it comes to language learning advice? Those with more experience than you. In my opinion, my general rule of thumb is to look at others who are farther ahead in their language learning journey than you. Either they have a lot of languages under their belt, or they are just ahead of you in a particular language that you're learning. Because obviously, if someone does have a lot more experience learning languages than you, or they're just farther along in a language than you, then generally their tips and advice is going to be somewhat beneficial for you as well. And of course, not everything that they recommend or everything that they have used that worked for them is going to actually work the same for you. But a lot of the advice that they can give you is going to be based on all of their time, seeing what worked, what didn't work, and essentially it's going to probably save you some time in that process to learn from their mistakes. Especially if you have no experience with learning languages, just seeing what other people are doing can really help you get an idea of how to get started. But again, just be wary of anyone who claims confidently that they are an expert and that what they're doing, they can just guarantee it's going to work perfectly for you, because no one can guarantee you that, not even me. When everyone says the same thing, when you come across the same advice over and over and over again from multiple sources, from multiple people, you can be much more genuinely certain that that advice is likely going to work for you, and there is probably a lot of truth to that advice if so many people are talking about it and claiming that it really helped them. So if you're feeling overwhelmed by all of the advice that's out there, my recommendation is just to hone on one piece of advice that you've heard so many people, so many creators talking about, and just give that a go. Because there's a high likelihood that that's also going to work for you too. There's no way to know what works for you until you try it. At the end of the day, if you're wondering who should I listen to in the language learning community, who has the good advice, the good methods, what should I do? The answer is you just need to try things out and see what works for you. I feel like there's so much advice out there that at times it can be really overwhelming, and when there's too many options, it's like you don't really know how to get started, and that can also be a bit paralyzing. But just start out by picking one piece of advice you were interested in or you felt like would work for you, and just give that one a go. You won't really know what the results are going to be until you try it. And if it works, great. And if it doesn't, then just yeet that and then pick out a new piece of advice and give that one a go, and just keep repeating this process until you figured out what actually works for you and what doesn't. And in time, you will find that you start to stockpile your own custom list of all of the language learning methods that actually work for you.